Kamala Harris just gave a riveting speech in North Carolina announcing the first bits of policy we can expect from her platform, focusing on housing, child tax credits, and price gouging, while also announcing there will be more to come that we can expect probably after the Democratic convention. So let's look over what she had to say and discuss about what we now know we can expect with some of her core policies.
Under my plan, more than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut, and we will do this by restoring 2 tax cuts designed to help middle-class and working Americans: the Earned Income Tax Credit and the Child Tax Credit. Through which millions of Americans with children got to keep more of their hard-earned income. We know this works and has a direct impact on so many issues, including child poverty. We know it works. So as president, I'll not only restore that tax cut, but expand it. We will provide $6,000 in tax relief to families during the first year of a child's life. Now think what that means.
These are not only huge pluses for working class families, but it destroys the MAGA narrative they were trying to spin about her raising taxes for the middle and lower class and everyone making under $400,000 a year will get a tax increase, when in fact, you can hear it from her own policy now that she will not. She will be bringing back the normal $3,000 child tax credit that we saw in 2021, of which cut child poverty practically in half, like 46 or 47%. And this new major $6,000 credit for newborn babies, incentivizing families, making it easier to have and start families, and allowing funds in the early part of a baby's life that is not only one of the most expensive times, but the most crucial and meaningful for their development, matched with expanding the Earned Income Tax Credit to $1,500 and additional subsidies for the Affordable Care Act to allow more people to be able to afford health care. This is a stark difference from Trump, whose only plan is to further cut corporate taxes.
When I am elected president, I will make it a top priority to bring down costs and increase economic security for all Americans. As president, I will take on the high costs that matter most to most Americans, like the cost of food. Now compare what Donald Trump plans to do. He wants to impose what is, in effect, a national sales tax on everyday products and basic necessities that we import from other countries. That will devastate Americans. It will mean higher prices on just about every one of your daily needs. A Trump tax on gas, a Trump tax on food, a Trump tax on clothing, a Trump tax on over-the-counter medication.
And Trump has announced policies that would do exactly that. She's speaking to his tariffs plan, where he's set to raise tariffs to 20%, which would cost the typical middle-class family more than $3,900 additionally in taxes, almost $4,000 more, leaving them empty pockets and out of luck as to the prices, to inflation, and to being able to keep up in this economy. But hey, at least it'll cut your income taxes like $200 or something. I'm sure that'll really help. While Harris here, who we just heard not only speak to tax breaks that actually affect the middle class, will also be enacting bans on price gouging, preventing companies from unnecessarily raising prices, as we know that this corporate greed directly affects inflation, which she also announced that Biden-Harris administration brought to now be under 3%. She would direct the FTC to enact harsh penalties for corporations who engage in these price gouging activities, allowing not only for more money in your pocket, but for prices to stay low so you can afford more things with that money. But wait, there's more.
My administration will provide first-time home buyers with $25,000 to help with the down payment on a new home. And by the end of my first term, we will end America's housing shortage by building 3 million new homes and rentals that are affordable for the middle class. And we will do that together. We will do that together. And we will make sure sure those homes actually go to working and middle-class Americans, not just investors.
And this is probably the single-handedly biggest thing that she announced today. Housing has long been a vehicle for economic stability that lasts throughout generations. African Americans being left out of the housing market until the 70s is why we see lower wealth in that community. And now we see more people being priced out today than ever before. This would allow any first-generation home buyer the opportunity to get a down payment on a property of that's value would be $250,000. Which $25,000, the payment assistance plan is 10% of, while increasing the supply of homes by $3 million, allowing any first-time buyer a $10,000 tax credit, making this a market that everyone can take part in for the first time in a long time. And as it only goes to first-generation home buyers, it prevents prices from shooting up, as somebody selling a home can only target first-generation buyers. They wouldn't have enough of a market in lots of places, nor will the sellers have any indications of which buyers have this subsidy, which buyers have this and don't, effectively leading them to kill their own demand if they were to raise prices, especially with the construction of cheaper and readily available starter homes that they will now have to compete with, where Harris will also ensure investors are not buying these homes, that they are going to first-time home buyers, to middle-class families, and has also announced going after those investors and corporations who bulk buy properties and then shoot their rent up or shoot their costs up through the roof, effectively creating a true opportunity economy. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together.